And welcome back to our live coverage from the U.S. Open. We're here now in Arthur Ashe Stadium, where the man they call the greatest of all time has just taken the court. Roger Federer, the 20-time Grand Slam champion, preparing for his match later today against the Frenchman Benoit Paire. That match will be coming up shortly. Federer and Paire will be the second match on Arthur Ashe Stadium, following Angelique Kerber, the number 4 seed in the women's draw. Roger Federer has asserted his dominance throughout this tournament thus far, looking fantastic in practice week, and with a triumphant victory over the young Japanese lefty Nishioka in the first round. Federer now in the second round looking for another victory. Roger Federer and Benoit Paire have played 6 times in the past, and their head-to-head matchup has been a bit one-sided, with Federer winning all 6 of those matchups over the 29-year-old Frenchman Paire. Their most recent match came just a few months ago in the grass court season in Halle. That in the round of 16, Federer winning a tough 3-set match, 6-3, 3-6, 7-6, 9-7 in the third set tiebreaker. Federer handily winning their matchup prior, their last hardcourt matchup in Basel 2017, round of 16, 6-1, 6-3 victory, 13-11 in the 5th set in Wimbledon, but rallied back in the hardcourt season, reaching the finals of Cincinnati before losing 4-4 to Novak Djokovic. That's his first tournament back since Wimbledon. Federer, a 5-time champion here at the Open, 5 straight from 2004 to 2008, has not won since. Has lost twice in the final since, however, 2009 to the 21-year-old Argentine Juan Martín del Potro, and 2015 to Novak Djokovic. Federer with 98 career titles, that's second all-time in the Open era behind Jimmy Connors with 108. Federer now chatting, discussing he was getting a bit frustrated with himself in the last days of practice leading up to the commencement of the main draw here at the Open, but Federer seeming to be firing on all cylinders right now, looking so solid all around the court. Mohammed in the comments rooting for Roger. Carol in the comments saying, "Go Roger Federer, fully behind you." Dan rooting for Roger Federer as well. Let us know in the comments, how do you think Roger Federer will do in this year's U.S. Open? Of course, he's on path to face Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals. Novak coming into the tournament outside the top 4 seeds, so he could have fallen in any quarter, and he fell in Federer's quarter. Those two have played quite a bit in their careers. Djokovic owns the head-to-head with Roger, 24-22 all-time. Novak won the past 3 matchups against Roger Federer, of course most recently coming about 2 weeks ago in Cincinnati, that a straight set victory. He also defeated him in the semifinals of the Australian Open in 2016 and the finals of the ATP World Tour Finals in 2015. Those, the past 3 matchups. Of course, we're used to seeing them play 5-6 times a year from 2009 to 2015, but Djokovic dealing with some injuries, Federer playing fewer tournaments as he's gotten a bit older, and they've now only played twice since 2016. Federer coming into the tournament at 37 years old, first turned pro in 1998. Federer 33-5 this year on the tour thus far. Federer first became the #1 ranked player in the world over a decade ago in 2004. Was the second youngest player to win the career Grand Slam at just 27 years old after finally capturing the elusive French Open title that had taken him so long to finally win. A comment saying, take care of the water and shade. The warm conditions certainly will be a factor once again today. Temperatures expected to be in the high 90s and well over 100 degrees on the court. Expected to cool down tomorrow. Comment asking what time do the Williams sisters play tomorrow. The schedule has not yet been released, but we'll make sure to keep you updated on that as soon as it is. Federer now working on some returns. He returned beautifully in his first round match against Nishioka. And Nishioka coming into the match at just 5'7", a weaker serve than you typically see on tour. Federer certainly took advantage of it. Federer was very aggressive with his shot placement, with his footwork on the returns, often returning and volleying. We even saw some drop shots right off the return for Roger. He was very effective on his return. Deirdre asks, what time is Roger playing at? Roger will be the second match on court here at Arthur Ashe Stadium following the conclusion of Angelique Kerber's second round match. Kerber will head on to court in about an hour and 15 minutes at noon Eastern, and Roger will be right after that. Elizabeth commenting, RF the King, of course, arguably the greatest player of all-time leader in Grand Slams, with Rafa Nadal, who we saw win convincingly over Vasek Pospisil last night, just behind him at 17. Nadal looking to defend his crown here at the Open and close the gap even further between he and Roger Federer. Gilda commenting from Uruguay, thanks to everyone for joining us all around the world. We love all of our international fans. See Federer receiving a bit of coaching on that in Play Live. Well, we are certainly lucky as tennis fans to have seen the Big Four era altogether. Some of the greatest tennis of all time played between Rafa, Novak, Roger, and Andy Murray. For a long time in tennis history, of course, there were few players with more than 10 Grand Slam titles until Pete Sampras captured the record and reached 14. But since then, Novak, Roger, and Rafa have nearly all surpassed Pete. Rafa and Roger, of course, at 20 and 17 respectively, but Novak now at 13, just one away from tying Pete. That's an incredible example of the dominance. There have been years on tour, consecutive years, where no one outside of the Big Four has won a Grand Slam. Fran commenting, Roger, we're rooting for you in New Jersey. Have a comment saying, hail the king of tennis from the Philippines.